what's been said. You can ask anything, no fills in the blanks. With a heart full of love, no need for thanks. Stuck in doubt, Mo's got the path all mapped out. We sharp like a blade, slicing through the doubt. With philosophy deep to just where it's at. Mo's got the grace to handle all of that. Hey, hey, Mo, answers it all. For big life puzzles to question small. Mo's there with wisdom, wits and heart. Stick with Mo to feel less torn.
Oh, okie dokie. Well, I didn't see that coming to an end, but I was trying to look up things. So, welcome. This is Mo Knows It All, with the caveat that I am a deeply unserious person. I'm rocking this hair, and don't take any life advice or, personal big decisions without consulting your doctor, your family, and your local priest. I'm just saying. Look, I'm a deeply unserious person that has more than 100 wigs, and we don't even want to know what I've spent on Sailor Moon stuff. But why should Reddit have all the fun? I mean, seriously, I don't want to deal with my train wrecks, but I'll be sure to judge other people's train wrecks and dilemmas. Welcome to what Mo does at 3 a.m. in the morning. I troll these advice columns and see what the heck I can pretend I'm, smart about and give advice to others that I won't take myself. So let's all join in the maladaptive coping mechanism that is worrying about other people's problems instead of our own. And maybe we'll get some, you know, fun ideas, or we can give some actual normal, because y'all, some of these like advice writers, in what world do they live in? We need an Auntie Mo. She'll tell you the truth, tough love, sarcasm, and all. Okay, the first one is my daughter's once friendly classmate has transformed and now he's rallying the boys against her. Well, depending on what age she's in, have you thought about putting her in jujitsu? Because I'm just saying, he'll only talk smack once, allegedly in Minecraft, and caveat personal advisement, violence should never be used to solve any problems, but it can put it out for a couple minutes with a chokehold. I'm just kidding, YouTube, that's a joke. Okay, Dear Care and Feeding, which is a Slate parenting advice column, so I can only imagine what Slate's going to tell her to do. At the beginning of 5th grade, my daughter has noticed a boy who up until now has treated her friendly is suddenly treating her with hostility. On the occasions that she finds herself near him, she will try to make small talk, but he quickly shuts her down by telling her to shut up, no one cares, or to F off. Oh, oh no. No, 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 no. This is when you look at your daughter straight in the face and you tell her, look, sweetheart, I love you. And in 5th grade, I wish we didn't have to have these conversations. But some people are a-holes. And do you know what pisses off an a-hole more than anything else? Ignore them and live your life on 11. Give no Fs. What they think, go look to them for neither approval or discouragement, and ignore them. You are a queen or a prince, whoever this happens to be about, but we're going with a girl for right now. It's your world and he merely lives with it or within it. Again, some people deserve peasant attitude. And as a queen, we don't tussle with peasants. Anywho, that's what I would tell my daughter if I wanted her to be a kick-ass woman. Let's see what Slate says, because this isn't the end. She finds his behavior shocking and confusing. The teacher enacted mandatory assigned seating during lunch, and she was forced to sit next to him. No. No. This is where most of these interactions take place. When she tries to speak to the other boys near them, he tells her she's not allowed to be in the conversation. Oh, let me at this little pissant. I mean, yeah, let me at this little pissant. Anywho, let's go. My daughter refuses to tell the teacher for fear of looking like a tattletale. Again, back to see first idea, put her in jujitsu. Listen, I mean, gravity affects us all. If it affects us with a rear naked chokehold, I mean, look, just get your attorney or get your daughter some bail money and listen. Okay, how Mo would tell her non-existent daughter, "Look, I have one of these daughters, and the first one, you have different fears. My first daughter, I just want her to live her dreams and, grow into the awesome person that she's meant to be. Same for all of them. My middle daughter, I'm just hoping we get through high school with boy craziness becoming a little bit lighter. And my third daughter, I'm just hoping I don't need a whole lot of bail money. Listen, my third daughter is Mo on 13, and she takes no craps and gives no Fs, which is why she doesn't have an iPad right now. But she needs some of those energy. She needs some of them vibes. So let's see here. The mom is saying that her advice thus far has been to give her a few snappy comebacks to use when he curses her out. I refuse to tell her to keep quiet or ignore him because, in my mind, that teaches her to be submissive to aggressive or potentially abusive men. I want her to be assertive. I want her to stand up for herself. Okay, Mama Bear, come in here quickly and let me tell you something. Okay, how about you call this teacher and tell her that this assigned seating isn't going to work. You're not going to let your, uh, you know, you're not going to let your daughter be treated like this at school. And I don't care about your assigned seating, but it needs to get taken care of because your daughter's tried to stand up for himself. There's a time where you can step in and absolutely absolutely be that shield for your parents. The girl is in 5th grade. If you know that she's having to deal with this, if you don't cotton this disrespect to your daughter, why the hell haven't you called the teacher? I mean, it, there's a point where you let your child find their own voice, their own advocacy, but there's also she's in 5th grade. I doubt that her going if she is unable to go to the teacher, I don't give 2 craps in a handbasket if a bunch of middle schoolers think I'm a narc. I'm a mom. I'm 40 years old. I don't care. So I will talk to that teacher or I will pull my child out of that school. Because while assholes are inevitable, so is moving away from them and finding new assholes. I mean, I don't get this. And everyone needs a friend that's Mo in their life and bail money, lots of bail money if you have a friend that's named Mo. Because we would go old school Waffle House. Like, all right, all righty. So you want your son is gonna curse out my child? Again, just imagine Mo as a little rat terrier going "Arr," as Mr. Mo's just holding me back and trying to deal with the other parents. Oh my god, Jiraiya, that would make my absolute life if Spaceball 3s is called that. Mel Brooks, I give my fervent and wholehearted approval for you to steal this. I will not trademark it. But honestly, I mean, yes, there is a fine delicacy. I don't step in for every problem that my girls have. And, I started doing that as they, entered their double digits because I want them to have that reservoir of confidence knowing who they are and that they can fight for themselves. But big things like this, no, she needs you to be her mom. You need to go in there, and if nothing is done about it, then you need to pull them kids you need to pull them kids out because you're obviously not getting the help from the school system. If they, can we also talk about this whole 100% no bullying BS that we are lying to children about? Because I don't know, my kids have come home several times with mean girl issues, possible legal issues, which we won't get into, but I mean, bullying to that extent. And my son had been bullied for a year. And when I tell, the teachers, they're like, oh, well, we have a few. I thought you had a zero tolerance bullying policy. So what? I'm confused here. Are you either you know, zero tolerance bullying, or is it okay when some kids do it? Because I just need to know how my son becomes the some kids, because I'm gonna teach him all of my sarcastic, smartass responses. So I just need to know when it's appropriate for him to be a bully. They don't like to see me on parent teacher conference day, especially after I started to hang out with lawyers. Although I never go full, thunder cow unless provoked. Oh yeah, there has definitely been a very big shift in it takes a village to raise a child, and that's not your child, that's the village's. How about you? You know what? If you would like government, if you would like to share custody of my children with me, I'm going to need to know where the hell you were when they were having poop explosions. Because I feel like I've been in this parenthood alone without you, government, and I really think you owe me child support for the last 18 years. If we want to co-parent, you've been rather absent. So don't go down that logic fallacy or logical fallacy, because I will ask for child support, government. I really will. Do not try to co-parent with me. Welcome, Viking Raiders. We are looking at other people's problems, and I am offering advice with the caveat that I should be no one's life coach, consult a priest, an HVAC person, possibly Dale Gribble, and maybe a shaman before taking any of my advice, as one should. Okay, the next one. And oh my God, why would you write this to a paper? Why? I mean, okay, the Daily Star, can I say I love you? But who is this person, and the hell did you think was going to happen? I am uninvited from my mate's wedding over sleeping with the groom. I confessed on their sort of bachelorette party night, but they do. So it's called a stag and hen party over in the UK. I only know this. Okay, let me tell you guys, if you are ever sad to be single, or you're maybe not having a good time with your significant other for reasons, watch Don't Tell the Bride on YouTube from the UK. Oh my God, you will realize that you communicate so much better with your significant other than these couples ever do. The basic premise of that show is that they give the groom a budget, and then he's supposed to create the dream wedding, from the gown to the venue to the flowers to the dinner. And let's just say that some couples might have wanted to have more conversations about this beforehand. Mass, I have no idea. That should be one of those things you take to the grave. But let's get into the Dear Jane. I have been banned from my mate's wedding for sleeping with the groom. She's furious I got together with him while they were on a break last year. Well, as we have all learned from Friends, that is not a go out and party invitation. The thing is, he and I go way back. He was the first guy I ever slept with at 17, and we dated for 3 years until I ditched him for someone edgier. Ma'am, you are just not looking great in this whole story. Uh, Having smexy time with him was like stepping into a warm bath. It's familiar and comforting, but I don't want him back, and she's welcome to him. Well, isn't that special? Isn't that special? Like, look, I just wanted him for a rental. I was feeling kind of down. How dare your friend not share custody of her, well, your emotional support penis and her fiance? What am I reading? Do these people actually exist? Is this a real person? So you're like, look, I needed an emotional support stooping, and now I feel great. You're welcome to have him back. I returned him back to the store. I have my 90-day credit receipt. Here, you can have him back. He's slightly damaged, but still runs okay. Like, what the hell is this person? Yeah, well, that seems to be what he is, a nice warm bath, a comfy place to come home to on, like, a cold winter's night. What in the hell is go and then she thinks her friend's gonna be like, "Thanks for bringing him back, I enjoyed the new car smell, but next time, can you not leave the air freshener around his neck?" Jesus. I made the mistake of confessing this all in a truth or dare drinking game on her hen weekend. I'd been assured it was a safe place. Ma'am, even Admiral Akbar, dead, buried, cremated, could have seen that was a flippin' trap. Also, safe is like, yeah, I once tooted when we were in the elevator and I said it wasn't me, but it definitely was. But, like, yeah, you're never gonna get a mulligan for sleeping with some chick's fiance. This is not the Catholic Church. This is chick versus chick, and we do not take mulligans. What in the hell? Well, now I have been uninvited to the wedding, and none of the other bridesmaids are speaking to me. How does that work? The fact you are confused about this means that you are a moron. And the fact that you took time to write a letter because you still couldn't see it. People like this vote, you guys. I say IQ test, forget IDs. I want an IQ test. All right. Well, here, sweetheart, um, Jezebel, harlot, whatever you want to call yourself. I'll just call you Stacy for reasons. Okay, Stacy, either A, you take this secret to your grave and you never ever ever talk about this, or or you don't wait till she's at her bachelorette party. This is something that you should have told her about when they got back together. This is not a bombshell that you drop at, the bachelorette party. No, they don't. This is not even room temperature. Forrest Gump is a Mensa member compared to this chick. Uh, again, had you brought this up when they got back together, you would A, not be shady, and you would be honest, and you might have lost a friendship, but you would have been honest and you would not have ruined, or you would have dealt with the consequences then instead of now. I don't understand how it's like, I just slept with her fiance. They were on a break. That didn't work for Ross and Rachel. That's not going to work for you. We're still not far enough from the early aughts, late 90s, that you can use this as a new idea, you dingus. Holy, this person can't be real. I love you, Daily Star, but what in the actual Hades in a handbasket? Uh, this one confused me because I have thoughts. I'm going to tell you that I read these. Normally, I don't read the articles until I just read the headlines and pull them for newsy news. But I read this one because I was like, the hell? Groom's parents want his fiancee to wear the same wedding dress that his dad's late first wife wore. Gloomy and weird. You know, every time I think, hey, Mo, maybe you're just weird, I read these and I feel much better because I'm like, I'm weird, but I'm not that weird. A groom is fighting with his mom and dad after they suggested that his fiancee wear a wedding dress worn by his father's first wife, who died over 30 years ago. What in the Beetlejuice crap is this? You do not. And why have you kept your dead wife's wedding dress? You're married to his mom. I mean, ew. Ew. No. 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 This is some weird shit already. I mean, I am hill chuck, but this is beyond even like hillbilly crazy. Let's see here. In a now viral post shared to Reddit, the groom to be says that his father lost his first wife, who he refers to as Mia in the anonymous post, over 3 decades ago. It's a very long, complicated situation, but to summarize it, my mother is the second on his heart because he's always said that the love of his life it was Mia, and he's always made that clear. Oh, hell to the no, Jolene. What in the Jolene shit is some of this? The hell you would never. I may wife in this situation. I am not saying that the use of cast iron would make him smarter, but you got to have a frying pan somewhere. I mean, the hell? How absolutely disrespectful. How absolutely disrespectful. Yes, I was married before. I think I can speak on this. I am not the same person that fell in love with my first husband. And but I am currently married to my husband, and he is the man I love right now. I will always carry a little bit of that first marriage with me. I think it made me grow up and become the person that could love him. But no, I don't keep, like, photos around. I don't have, like, a shrine. What in the never in the hell in ma'am, the fact that you have stayed in this marriage, God bless it. That is torture right there. The man's father even still wears his wedding ring with Mia in one hand, writing that Mia is such an important part of his family that his mom bakes a cake for her birthday. Is this a cult? Was Mia the second coming of Christ? Because unless she flew out of somewhere, with magical powers, Mia was just a human and, had flaws too. It just weird. I've been raised that way, kind of having two mothers, even if I wasn't like that. It's not a healthy childhood, but luckily I've gone to therapy and have worked on all the issues that this caused. Now that he's getting married, he writes that his fiance inquired about wearing the dress worn by his mother. Okay, so the one that actually birthed him, the live wife that his father has, that chick. When he broached the subject with his mom, she was initially very excited, even allowing his fiancee to try on her dress. But about a month later, his mom had another idea. I read that as his dad wanted to make sure that he got to see Mia's dress again, but maybe I'm wrong. That his fiancee wear Mia's wedding dress. My fiancee told her no because she's not psychotic. Because, look, fiancee of this man, take him away from his family. You don't know how lucky he didn't turn into Norman Bates. I mean, take your man and run. Run far, run fast, change your names, dye your hair, and never contact these people again. They are too broken right now. Run as fast and as far as you can. And for the love of God, if you have a girl child at some point in the future, do not effing name it Mia, okay? I don't care what the parents ask. Again, that's why you change your name and join WITSEC, okay? Take it from Mama Mo. The crazy will not go away. It will only intensify if you have or if you have children with this man. Run now. Okay, now his mother is trying to convince his fiance to wear Mia's dress to commemorate her and for her to be present too because she was someone very special. Ugh. Again, I have never met Mia. I don't know who she was. My fiance told me that Mia is a stranger to her too. He adds that he told his mother that his fiance will not be wearing Mia's dress. It seems gloomy and weird, but I was raised around Mia's memory that sometimes I don't understand if I'm exaggerating or not. Being raised this kind of way sometimes makes me feel confused about what's normal or not in a family. It be normal to ask my fiance to wear Mia's dress in my family dynamic? Maybe, but I don't know for what someone who was raised normally would think. Okay, now, sir, I wasn't raised in a normal family. I don't label myself normal, but even as a weirdo, this is some freaky shit. Like, again, my only advice is run. Run before you guys have children because absolutely this is going to get weirder and weirder and you don't want your kids to have to be exposed to this. So as much as I joke, I hope you and your fiance are on the same page as far as boundaries because you can absolutely tell your family that they're not going to get to see them if they bring up Mia. You don't want your daughter dealing with this ridiculous crap that you had. And unfortunately, sometimes families are the families that you choose. You know, just ew. I do really wish sometimes that Reddit people would, say like update. Well, they've searched our basement and she's not down there. But thanks for people alerting the police that this sounds cray cray. Yeah, definitely. Mia, look, hair clippings of Mia and possibly toenails are kept in a Tupperware box in that house somewhere. I mean, FBI, you got nothing better to do than to troll the internet. Maybe look for these folks, okay? I'm just saying. I mean, these sound like some people doing some isness, okay? Don't worry about Mo. Worry about these people. These people are nuts. All right, no, sir, you're not the bad person. Uh, it's creepy to and absolutely husband, dad, you are a dill hole. You know, that might not be far from the truth at this point. Let's not inflict any more mental damage on this man. I'm sure he doesn't want that mental image, but I have it right here. I can just imagine a terrible 70s wig, big old beehive or something. Okay, anywho, this is why I don't now I have a whole head canon starting. Psycho, because a boy can never be too close to his mother. Let's see here. This one I sort of get, but I think there is a better way to handle this one. So a woman asks a husband to cancel a bros only trip after giving birth to their first baby. Now, this was dumb to be the Marleys were dead to begin with. Never plan anything after having a first baby within the first 3 months. Don't. Don't. You will experience tiredness and, exhaustion on a level uncomparable to anything that you have ever experienced. It'll be a great time, but you probably won't remember half the stuff you did. Do not put pressure on yourself to go anywhere or do anything big if you can avoid it 3 months after your baby's there. But that's just having a trip so close to having a newborn. This was always going to end in disaster. The man had planned this trip months ago with the caveat that if his wife said that things were too much, uh, oh, all the tabs. You guys know I pick like 112 of these and then squirrel, exponential squirrel levels more. So a new mom wants to know if she's being unreasonable by asking her husband to not take the bros only trip just months after their daughter was born. In a post shared to Reddit, the anonymous 30-year-old woman shares that she gave birth to their first child, a girl, 2 months ago. She adds that her husband has been incredibly supportive during the pregnancy and promised to be there every step of the way in the first few months postpartum. But now Jake is preparing to go on a week-long vacation to the mountains for hiking, fishing, and bonding with his male friends, a trip he had planned months ago, but with the caveat that if things got too tough, he would cancel the trip to help me out, and I trusted him. Okay, yes. Oh, congratulations. Yay, great grand. So here's where I might be surprising and where I might not agree with the general thing. Between the sleepless night, breastfeeding struggles, just trying to adjust to motherhood, I've been feeling overwhelmed. Last week, I asked Jake if he would consider canceling the trip, reminding him of his promise. I told him I'm struggling and that having him gone for a whole week would be really tough on me, she wrote. But Jake, she adds, seems surprised and a bit hurt that I was asking him to cancel. He said he's been looking forward to this trip for months and that he needs a break too. He also pointed that his parents live nearby and could help, support while he was away. Now Jake thinks his wife is being unfair, and the two are in a bit of a standoff. Okay, now here's what I would say: a whole week is excessive. But let's be real here. She just said that the husband had been really great and supportive through the entire pregnancy and for 8 weeks after, the birth of the baby. Could he have gone for 2 days? 2 days seems much more understanding of the fact that your husband has tried to be there for you, has, acknowledging all of the things that he has, attempted to do. And look, men don't get subtle, and I'm sure he hasn't done everything right, but 2 days. 2 days, 1 day, some time with his friends. What we really need to understand is that, yes, we are parents first and foremost, but we don't lose who we are, and sometimes refilling that cup just a little bit. I agree, a week sounds, way too much, but there's also, has she encouraged him to take time for himself? And I understand when you are in first parts of motherhood, seeing outside the fog of exhaustion and overwhelmingness is just too much. But as a mom who has maybe been through this just a couple-ish times, I will tell you that I appreciated when my husband would, take my kiddos and just let me go grocery shopping by myself. It doesn't have to be big things. I think people ignore the small things that they should appreciate sometimes, waiting for these big things to come around. But all of this could be helped if she said, "Hey, I'm feeling overwhelmed. I understand and appreciate all the things you did for my marriage. A week is just too much for me. Is there some way that we can give you a break, feed that part of you a little bit here It's a compromise. Yes, parenthood is a big, big responsibility, but you also have to work with that relationship with your husband if you want you guys to have a relationship, because parenthood is hard. You will have days where you will both look at each other and try to figure out where the smallish human who has just yelled for 3 full hours about not having the red cup, and you'll just look and you'll be like, it was you. It was you. It was you. Or, you're so tired, you're running from sport to thing to, you just pass each other like ships in the night. Taking times to really appreciate what your partner does at the small things is a great way to keep that touchstone. And I have been a suck ass partner. I am not going to lie. It wasn't until it was pointed out to me by Mr. Mo that I don't thank him for the small things that I had to change things and realize, yeah, I have to change that just a little bit. I am no way like the oh gosh, was it Dr. Starr from Loveline? I am in no way the perfect partner, and there are always things that I could improve on, but I do know that if you guys want your marriage to last, if you want to deal with all the things that bringing a child into the world comes with, you guys are going to need to learn to compromise. That means, wife, you cannot, maybe deal with the whole week, but find small ways to give him, maybe he would like to play a video game for an hour. Husbands, ask your wives what they would like you to do. And wives, can we stop being subtle? Look, men do not get subtle. If you would like the dishes done, do not get an attitude, do not be all huffy unless clear direct, I need help with the dishes. Now, if clear direct PSA like public safety announcement, uh, you know, has been ignored, then go full petty princess. Look, I am not here to run y'all's marriages. I'm just saying that women, we could do a better job, or at least I know I had to learn to be more direct when asking Mr. Mo to do things, because I guess you guys honestly don't see like dishes piled up like a game of Jenga or trash overflowing. I didn't know that you had these sort of blinders. Uh, because, I'm just saying. Or they could have, again, you guys planned this. You knew this was coming. Why didn't you have a sister, a friend, someone coming with the wife? This is not, this is not, This done snuck up on you. I mean, he's been probably doing this since you were being real hormonal and puking all the time. He was probably like, if I just make it through the pregnancy in this next 10 months, I can go with my friends. So, in my opinion, neither are the butthole. Parenting is hard, and there are compromises that could be made. There are compromises that can always be made, and, both could grow just a little bit. Yeah, absolutely, Casper. Do not take any of this. Consult a all the professionals. And don't let my somewhat true notes about parenting uh, get you down. Parenting is awesome, but it is also the hardest job that you will ever do. So it's a lot of bittersweet dark chocolate all kind of mixed in there, with some days where you're just like, I love you, smallish human, but we don't have the red cup. Pick something else. Ah, teenagers. Am I the A for, oh, for the love of, where did it go on the bottom? No. Oh, I remember because it kept doing that. Am I the a-hole for not giving my son a list of clothes to pack for a trip since he called me an a-hole for assuming he couldn't think for himself? No, what you're dealing with right there is a feral teenager. And they don't remember how they felt 5 seconds ago, and trying to predict how they're going to react in the next 5 seconds is just, well, Look, you just can't dip, dodge, dive, and duck and dodge teenageness. Pretty much. That is parenthood, early years. My son, 16, lives with my ex. She lets him do whatever he wants. Anytime I try to suggest he do something different, I get pooed on for not or for thinking he's stupid and he can't make his own decisions. Ah, he's infected with that. Everyone around me is a moron but me. I remember that. God, you guys, don't you wish you were as confident about every life choice that you made as you were as an a-hole teenager? You know, when you are 16 and knew everything, oh my God, could I have that? Could I please have that confidence back where I'm just like, this is the right choice and screw the world, I'm going to do it anyway. Because I need that confidence back. Because now I'm like every other, question. Oh gosh, should I be doing this? Should I know what to do? I should be a better adult at this. I do wish that I was as confident about every life decision as I was when I was 16 and making life decisions because I knew stuff. I have 2 younger kids with my wife now, and we invited my son to come on a trip to the mountains before school starts. He asked if we were camping, which he hates. I said no, we're at a hotel. He came along. He packed flip-flops, underwear, shorts, and a couple of t-shirts. No jacket, no hoodie, no shoes, no rain gear, no nothing. He ended up going back to the car on our hike because it was hard in flip flops. He stayed on the side when we went cliff jumping because he didn't bring swim trunks. He more or less spent the entire trip being bored because he didn't pack right. After I dropped him off, I got a call from his mother giving me S for him being bored on the trip since he couldn't participate. I sent her back the text that him and her sent me last time I sent him a list of stuff to bring on a visit with me, where they berated me for treating him like an idiot who couldn't think for himself what he needed. They're ignoring me now. Are you the ass? No, but take this peace and quiet for well, the calm in the storm that it is. Okay, first of all, no. Teenagers cannot think for themselves. I have seen what my girls try to pack sometimes, and I'm like, look, with girls, we have the opposite problem in that we don't need a prom dress. And where did you get that dress that has like no hem? And, you know, how many crop tops does one need? I have a different problem with my teens, but I sit them down and tell them everything that we are going to do on a trip, and they don't have this attitude with me. Sounds like your ex-wife is letting him get away with back talking. Oh, YouTube is being weird. No, I am supposed to be somewhat relaxing today, so I thought I would do about an hour of um, Reddit, sort of me giving advice based on what people on Reddit are talking. Uh, oh, no worries. And there's some pretty heavy cases going around, so I figured everyone could use a palate cleanser for the lunch break or a little bit after lunch, but I had to help Mr. Mo. He let me help with a power tool. I don't know why he did. This seems like a terrible idea, but and I am going to get my new door by this weekend. So I'm super excited, but I had to help. I'm deciding who the a-holes are because why should Reddit have all the fun? Sir, you are not the a-hole. You are dealing what is commonly known as domesticus teenageris. And unfortunately, his mother is the child knows that he can manipulate the mother into, stirring the pot. And you just got to hope that he will grow out of it and learn a lesson. True, but now I want. Okay, so Here's the deal. When I put things up, I maybe don't use a level and I may be a bit more of chaotic, neutral, goodish. So nothing is ever level. And Mr. Mo takes his time and measures thing. And I was like, oh, that's how you get the picture straight. And he's like, what do you do? And I was like, I usually just use push pins and pray that it'll stay up. Yeah, he walked away. I have no idea. He's like, this is why you just need to wait for me to help you put things up. And I was like, I know, but I wanted to show you how great I did. And he's like, yeah, he's like, it's normal if it's level if you look like this. I was like, well, now I know it did. I'm sorry. I will further wait for husband to put things up. Lego law? No, popsicle stick, thumbtacks. Just you are not the a-hole for dealing with a teen. This I know. This is why yeah, I'm no longer allowed to use push pins because they make holes in walls or too many holes in the wall. But Mr. Mo gets to play with power tools. To be fair, I probably shouldn't be trusted with power tools. Yeah, this kid, maybe he'll have learned a lesson by not being able to participate in anything. And, you know, honestly, if the dad ignores him, maybe he'll have to grow some humility. The hardest thing is to realize that we have been if you guys ever had Highlight magazine, there was Gallant and Goofus, and it's never good, having to pull one's own head deeply lodged from their behind, but all teenagers have to do it. All people have to do it. Uh, well, yeah, but we can definitely, just have a little bit more humility. And I swear to goodness, like I said, if I had the confidence that of in all my life decisions that I did at 16, yeah, maybe another week after he's done with big projects, because I can tell me asking him what a stud is and then giggling when he said he had a stud finder was maybe not as appreciated this week when he's trying to do a lot of chores. He's like, "Could you be serious?" And I was like, "Have you met me?" Yeah, ignore teen for now, ignore ex-wife, focus on the good kids who aren't teens right now. This is not parenting advice. I just look, if he's going to play you and your ex off each other, that's just the age that he's at, and you're not going to get any constructive anything done. It's going to take your son growing up and seeing that, the things you try to instill in him, thinking ahead, planning, being humble, they actually pay off in the real world. And some of us need to run dead straight into, a wall a couple times before we learn. And then let's see here. Let's pick out a good one since we have about 10 minutes left. And it is Daily Star for the Other Win. I'm pretty sure this puts you on a list. Again, this is from the UK, so I guess this wouldn't put you on a list. But I don't know that I'd be writing about this to a daily newspaper. My husband is planning a Smex holiday for our quote unquote mollycoddled son, and it freaks me out. Yes, you and every other functional human being, because it freaks me out. I Is this a UK thing? I'm pretty sure this gets you on a list somewhere. I I I think this pretty much, like, tell me someone has talked to this parent. My Okay, it's a 21-year-old, but still. I'm Look, as a parent, regardless of, gender of any of my children, I will never feel the desire to help them get laid, ever. And I do mean ever. I figured that was kind of a boundary that every parent had. And if your child is listening, if you need one of those bad touch dolls, we can get you one. Because holy God, what the hell? Uh, my husband would like to take our 21-year-old son to the Far East for a SMEX holiday. He says, I've had 21 years of mollycoddling him and treating him like a baby. Now it's his chance to turn him into a man. Things you never want your father to say. I'll turn you into a man. No, no. All of this, no. Where is Judge Judy and Jerry Springer and Touched by an Angel when you need it? Holy God. He reckons he knows a classy place away from. He reckons he knows. He's like, now, I heard about it on Groupon. Has wonderful, wonderful massage tables. Very low chance for getting the HIV. And, it's very close to this really cool diner. This dad has been to Thailand by himself before. I'm gonna need this to. Ma'am, we have bigger problems than you going to advice and not the police for this. Holy God. Where one can purchase bespoke packages that are offered to anyone willing to pay. It'll be a chance for father-son bonding with bells on. Now, I am not a father, and I mean, I have sons, but I don't have a father-son relationship. Does he hand him the Gatorade in between? I mean, in what in all of the Walmart, y'all? No, we are having a talk. Listen, I'm only gonna say this one more again. Y'all are going to bring final form Jesus down, and I am not a good enough goodish Christian to even qualify for purgatory, and I am not staying back here with Nicolas Cage doing 800 more movies to pay off his tax debts. So we are not allowing this. Hell no, I am not dealing with the rapture because of y'all weirdos. The end. Public service announcement over. I'm freaked out. Have you ever heard of anything so inappropriate or crass? Please, Debbie. Uh, I don't believe my son is unexperienced. He recently split up with a lovely girl whom he dated for 3 years. She used to stay over at our place all the time in his room. I've never had a problem with that, but for a father to take a young man abroad with the express intention of introducing him to a variety of STDs, I mean, women, turns my stomach. He and I don't have a good relationship. We live together, but lead separate lives. No shit, because he knows where all the good places in Thailand are. We're married, but we don't relate anymore. Ma'am, I wonder what your ex or your husband would say if you say, "Sure, but first I'm taking him to France because I know where all the really good places are." Just to see if it got under your son's or your husband's skin, but that's inappropriate and maladaptive. No, what you say is, "Hell no, what is wrong with you? I am putting you into Broadmoor." We have not engaged in marital relations for 5 years. I'm fully aware that he has lovers, but he doesn't bring them to the house. Well, he's a prince. Isn't he a prince? He is a prince and a king among men. He doesn't bring his mistresses home. What? Meanwhile, my son is jumping up and down with excitement. He thinks this is the coolest plan ever and tells me all of his mates are wildly jealous. He started Googling and buying stuff to take out there, hopefully penicillin and maybe a ladyboy detector. Look, I, I don't know. Wonderful. I can't possibly confide in my parents. They're extremely straight laced and they've never liked my husband and warned me not to marry him. Uh, how about no? How about, yeah? Do you guys, the amount of bail money Mr. Mo would need to put in a vault and collect interest on to bail me out if he wanted to do something like this. I cannot. I look, this would be like going with your mom to the BDSM museum. Who wants to do that? Absolutely none. No one, not one. I could only see Gypsy Rose Lee and her mother going to see that movie together. Or not Gypsy Rose. I always want to add the Lee in there. Damn it. Yeah, um well, Daily Star, it's nice to know that people in England are just as hillbilly and what the Walmart rapture uh is going on here because I can think of nothing that needs to be investigated more than this father son. Well, I was thinking of really uncomfortable places I wouldn't want to take my mother to. Just no. What is going on here? Ma'am, ma'am, divorce this man. Get far away from him and go live your best life. This is a douche of a douche. You know, and if you have been holding on all these years so your parents won't tell them I told you so, screw them too and just go live your life. You have dealt with enough bullshit and and go be free. Go be free. Do not keep yourself attached to this man, who doesn't respect you, doesn't care for you, and is teaching your son to show the same disrespect to women. Oh, that is me getting new stairs. That's why I'm actually going to get off of the stream here fairly soon because Mr. Mo's like, okay, I'm going to give you an hour, but then I need to work on stairs. Yeah, ma'am, look, I haven't answered your I guess Six Flags for Sex vacation question, but you sound miserable. You sound disgusted. And do you really want to stay attached to that kind of person? Being single can't be worse than that. I wish, sadly, it is actually stairs. Yes, I am actually going to go help him. I will let him know that he has all the support to make the stairs. I didn't know you could. Okay, you guys know me. I am not allowed in Lowe's because I think the cock aisle is hilarious and don't even get me to piping and nails and all the other things that are 12-year-old inappropriate. But I didn't know that you could actually build stairs. So Mr. Mo was like, yeah, we need this and this. And, you know, we can make the stairs because whoever built this house, they must have broken an actual stair step and they put like two 4x6s up and they cracked. So we always had like that one, freaking Hogwarts step. Uh, I I don't have my mobile camera set up yet. We are actually working on that. That's why if you can see the background's a little different, I'm putting things up and hanging up the boards. I'll have to ask. Yeah, but oh, good Lord. Well, isn't that special? Well, I am going to, well, neat. I assume they were assembled, and then sent fully um, built to the house. Like they knew they needed 18. I did not know that they assembled them on site. I thought they just sent them, made. I am not a smart construction person. I didn't think they were made by God or anything. I thought that they were prefabricated. Oh, probably next week. But I am going to get off of here so that I can go help Mr. Mo and learn how stairs are made. I should see you guys this evening for nightly newsy news, but I will tell you that we are supposed to be expecting some storms, and I don't know if we will have internet right during that time. So I will try to keep you guys up to date, but we should be having nightly newsy news. And hopefully, this was a palate cleanser for those of you who are having to listen to that awful, oh gosh, what was her name? That awful Birchmore affidavit. I have heard it's terrible. I will probably be going over those maybe for Rumble because I will have to say all the words, and yeah, I don't deal with it well. Uh, but we will go over that, and I hope that this gave you guys a little bit of a cleanser in between all of the bad stuff that we always have to hear about. And who doesn't like dealing with other people's dramas so we don't have to deal with our own? Bye, you guys. It is a wonderful day, and I am going to go help Mr. Mo. He's like, "You're no, I didn't want your help."